Here's an interesting thing that you can do that is basically the main point of this video, which is it is surprisingly easy to say something and have it basically influence what you do. Like, as an example, your throat feels dry, so you probably need to swallow. Or like, how many times can you blink in a minute? Now you're probably counting how many times you blink. Or like, your breathing is now a conscious act and now it feels like you have to breathe, which is basically the main point of this video, which is how your brain actually takes a surprising amount of shortcuts and is like, human brains in general just do a lot of weird things. As an example of some shortcuts that they take, the text I'm putting up on screen is probably, like, you probably can read it, even though it doesn't seem like you should be able to, because there's misspelled letters or weird things like that. Another example of things where your brain takes shortcuts is your brain sees faces in everything. I bet this is something probably almost everyone who is watching this video can understand, which is you can see a face in almost anything, which is actually really interesting how humans have evolved to do that, because humans have actually survived because they can see faces and things. Like, as an example, when humans were evolving and surviving, basically, if there was an animal or something camouflaging, it would be the best to see something's face, which is also something which is very interesting with hide and seek, which is if you're playing hide and seek, this sounds kind of random, but hide your face, like put your shirt over your face or something, because humans are really good at seeing faces and stuff. Like, that's why when you draw a smiley face with just two dots and like an arc, it looks like a face, even though it's nowhere close to actually what a face looks like. So there's tons of things like that on how your brain just takes shortcuts, because just as complicated and powerful as human brains are, they also take a lot of shortcuts. That's how all optical illusions work, is they kind of take advantage of your brain taking shortcuts. As an example, here are some optical illusions on screen that require your brain taking shortcuts and stuff. Also, that's another thing. Optical illusions do a lot of different things in your brain, mainly because they can be images that are still but look like they're moving. There's optical illusions that are just really interesting in general. But there's some really interesting things about how your brain takes shortcuts when looking at an optical illusion. So as an example of it, here's some more optical illusions on screen. This is a very interesting one because it's a still image, but it has a ball on it that looks like it's rolling. And apparently there's a very interesting thing about how your brain perceives it, as is basically your brain, the more stressed you are, the faster your brain perceives the ball is rolling. So if the ball is rolling pretty fast, then you're stressed. But if it isn't, then your brain's more calm and not stressed out about things, which is very interesting how you're just like what's going on in your brain can change how you see things. So basically that means that another interesting optical illusion kind of related to this with how your brain perceives things is also this optical illusion that the longer you look at it, the more weird and cursed it gets. If you just look at it for a few seconds, it looks like a normal image, but the longer you look at it, the weirder it gets, until eventually it doesn't even make any sense. So yeah, we're kind of at the end of the video, and I do realize now that this video went from one idea to completely about another topic, but yeah, thank you for watching this random 5-minute long video about me talking about optical illusions and stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.